I catch you back in here, there will be some consequences. Do you understand me? Okay? Are we clear? All right. Finally, I was off probation. Don't ask for what. It wasn't me. Anywho, it was a long time since I felt a freedom that seemed to paralyze me. I had no clue what to do next. I had made a list of all my restrictions that I had become so adapted to that those freedoms had no longer interested me. I mean, really, there was no point. I decided to burn some sage. I figured it would clear out the foul and miserable spirit of mental incarceration. Raise your hand if you know how that feels. Tragic, I know. I guess it was still better than making spreads and sleeping on cot bunk beds and eating dinner at 4:30. I was hungry. I had a nice juicy taco, but I had to wait for it to cool off before well, never mind. I'm going for it. That was really good. I was invited to a masquerade party that evening. I hadn't been out in a while, so I decided to do a somewhat creepy lights on, lights off contrast of what I thought I'd be walking into. I changed my mind. I didn't want to go anymore. As much as you try to ignore the things that are taking place in the world, I admit to be a little down about the racial climate in this country. Even though the jokes tickle me a little. Like today, for instance, I heard this guy say that this girl was as thick as racial tension. I thought that was funny. I laughed. Sometimes you gotta laugh in order to keep from having one of those real, you know what moments. Trust me, no one likes it when I have those. I thought back to when I was in elementary and this white kid told me a racist joke. He asked me why black people were so tall, and I said, why? He said, because they're Negroes. I whooped his ass like he was a slave. After all, that was a subject that must necessarily be learned first in order to understand succeeding ones. It was elementary. Basic fundamentals. Bow chicka wow wow. Gonna whoop that ass now. To be continued.